Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you and peace out to the rest of you. You know who this is. Signing black in, shining again, asking you to hit that share button because the message is more important than the messenger is. There's this notion I've heard, and actually it was Minister Jap that said it the last time I heard it, but he wasn't the only one I ever heard say it. I may have heard Angry Man say it as well. And these are gentlemen that are recognizable to us. They're just on the lighter end of the spectrum. So that shows you how deep this stereotype runs. But whenever somebody from among us that's really quite pale, like the actress that played Malcolm X's mother, as an example, gets to insulting white people, the stereotype is that he or she is doing it because they're trying to prove to black folks which side they're on. Let me correct that right quick. We insult them because they deserve it as a society. Individually, we'll take them as individuals. Most of us will. But we understand as a society why they deserve it. We're the ones they come to trying to get to be extra hard on the rest of us. We're the ones they come to trying to sow division. They don't start this off with the more melanated members of our people. Now, they may be successful or they may not, but they just haven't gotten to that. I don't know why. It's a miracle. Thank God they haven't. But that's not something they always go to first. They start with us. They start with us. The palest ones, they walk up to us and they say, you're not like the rest. You're different. We'd like to make you a manager after only 3 months. And remember, I told you in the previous recording, when they extend light skin privilege to you, they do it with a condition. And that condition is that you're going to go along with the division and let it go to your head. That's it. Because believe you me, if you accept that, they will go and say to the others, well, why can't you be more like him? And they're going to start listing things that you did or did not do that pretty much make you seem like a sellout and a coon, whether you are one or not. And when you don't go along with it, they rescind the privilege. And you stop in the position you're in, or you might even get demoted. This was attempted with my dad. He would not side against other black doctors. My father wound up making a half to a third of what other doctors made. White doctors, I mean. Now, consequently, on the flip side, if other black doctors were asked to go against my father and complain, he said about 50-50 chance that they would do it. Some would and some would not. But they would start with him first. That's where they would begin the stuff. You have to understand this. In a black family, you could conceivably have a family with everybody you know in the family that you know you're related to is well melanated or in the middle. You could conceivably have a family where you don't know anybody is related to them that's pale, that's light skinned. That does exist. The reverse does not exist. Those of us that are quite pale don't have families in which nobody's dark or in the middle. That does not exist. So we know who we're related to. We know who we come from. Others of us may not be so sure that we come from us, but we know we come from us. And some people that are not us come to us and try to get us to be divisive and buy into these lines, this foolishness. Now, when you're a little kid in elementary school, you may fall for stuff like that. But by the time we go into high school, we understand. And when they're trying this stuff, we actually start to resent them. We don't resent our own relatives they're trying to turn us against. We resent the ones trying to turn us against the relatives. So we start insulting them. And usually it fits one pattern. We start insulting them because we know that they're the goddamn problem, and we get interrupted, shut down, discounted, and dismissed. Oh, you just trying to prove something. Before we can tell you, never being considered to have heard or seen something, because these devils will drop their guard around us. That doesn't cross the rest of our people's minds. It's always, you're trying to prove you're one of us. By the time black folks are in high school, they know you can't prove anything positive to other black people. We know by that point the only compliments you're ever going to get from black people are going to be for doing negatively stereotypical things. That's why high schoolers tend to try to be thugs, hoes, ladies' men, or good athletes, not scholars. The reason is because by that point, consciously and subconsciously, that black child knows in our culture, you get no compliments for doing things that are actually constructive and can help our people out. You were praised for being weak of mind and strong of body, nothing else. Nigga shit is all you're ever going to get a compliment for. The closest thing to neutral for which you will ever get a compliment is exceeding athletic ability. That's really about it. Maybe some entertainment value. You can sing, you can dance, you can rap. Or you can dunk on niggas, or you can tackle niggas, or you can knock niggas out in a boxing ring. This is the best you're ever going to get a compliment for. Everything else has to be negative. It's gotta be. I mean, let's just call it what it is. We ain't ready for Jesus to come back because he would be too square. See? Peace be to him. So with that mindset that we know that our community has, how dare some of you make this assumption that every time we tell you about these devils, and I'm talking about the ones that actually do this stuff, not the innocent ones, but every time we tell you about these devils and how devilish their society is as a whole and as a majority, y'all want to automatically start interrupting and dismiss. That is the most niggerish thing I've ever seen. And it ain't only black people doing stuff that's that niggerish. You just want to prove you a damn fool if you think a grown black person of any shade actually expects positive reinforcement for doing something good in a nigger community. No. They drop their guard around us. That shit is real. That's what they do. They say, especially if they don't know that we're black, they say and do stupid things. That's really when they drop their guard. Oh, I thought you were Mexican. Well, if I was, why the hell would you say this about black folks? But you're not black. See, there's always that. And here's the other thing. It ain't just white folks either. Oh, no. These little half-breed Arabs are doing it. They're not violent. They're not dangerous to us, but they want to breed the black traces out of themselves, consciously and subconsciously, and think that we understand that. I mean, one of us gets some money, they'll come and ask that man, why didn't you marry a white woman? Nigga, why would I? They may say that. Well, you have enough money to marry a white woman. Yeah, but I don't want white women. Why not? You see, they can't even fathom that a black man finds black women attractive. They're idiots like that. So when we tell you how brainwashed they are, oh, shut up. But then if you let one of them come along and he kind of cool with us, he's invited to the cookout. And there's nothing wrong with that when someone's actually genuine and they do respect you. But the problem is we have gotten used to seeing our own relatives tell us that we're just trying to prove something, and then turn around and tell someone that actually is not one of us that they cool and they invited to the cookout. We're used to that. We get all kinds of reactions, but not positive. So there is no proving anything. We can't do it. If one of us was to take out a gun and shoot the first non-black person we saw to prove the loyalty, that still wouldn't prove our loyalty or who we are. We would just look stupid and we know it. So we try to warn the rest of us and we get shut down. And frankly, I'm beginning to think that what we might need to start doing is just start being quiet about that. Just let whoever think whatever and drop our guards around them. Maybe that's what we need to do. Because see, I don't live stateside no more, so I don't have to deal with this frustration so now I can speak unbiasedly and objectively. I don't think that any nigger, cracker, spick, Arab, sand nigger, kike, gook, or any other racial epithet you can think of, I don't think any one of them who constantly interrupts people like they know everything when they don't know anything deserves the benefit of any type of knowledge. When people are stupid enough to do it, that's the only reason I'm calling them these racial epithets. Otherwise, I just refer to them by their origins. But when people are that dumb, no matter what their origin is, they don't deserve the benefit of the knowledge. They actually deserve whatever you're trying to warn them against. So if I'm trying to tell a driver, listen, this road has been dug. At the end of it, they dug a ditch over there, and that ditch is burning at this point. So best thing is to stop the car now and turn off, or to turn off on this side street. Man, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and jump out. Keep on going. Matter of fact, you better not hit your brakes. That's what they deserve. I've had some of these Bedouins here laugh when I try to put a seatbelt on in the car, and the seatbelt don't work because it's never been operated in 10 years. And they start laughing. What are you afraid of? Man, I'm afraid of these dumb teenagers y'all got. Qadr Allah, Qadr Allah. In other words, it's all in the hands of God. They love to say that, which is a true statement, but they're saying it for the wrong reasons because they're lazy. And they don't want to, they're too lazy mentally to be careful about things. So then they want to make fun of you. And what I say is, you know what? Let me go ahead and get out this car. And if somebody doesn't hit you on the road, I'm going to beat you up later on, just on general principle. Well, that's what it's like. See, I've made fun of Bedouins because they'll do stuff like ask me a question about English in class, and while I'm answering, they'll tell me, no, doctor. Nigga gonna argue with me about my first language that I'm hired to teach him, and his English has not improved in 4 years. Well, the thing is, unfortunately, that also has to extend to us too, just to be fair. So if we're going to tell you about something that we got to see and hear and observe for your own benefit, you're going to be like, oh, shut up, nigga. You know what? Go ahead to that Ku Klux Klan meeting. Matter of fact, here are the directions to it. Because if that's how you are, I think you should walk into a Ku Klux Klan meeting. Even if you didn't know that's what it was. I'm dead serious. If that's the way that you are when someone's trying to tell you something that they were fortunate enough to be able to see or hear and observe, and you can benefit from it, and you want to shut them down and shut them up and interrupt them before you even hear everything, I think you deserve to be caught by the Klan. I'm dead serious, because no group of people can survive with people that are that stupid. So stupid that they don't even listen to new information before they form an opinion. Niggas just know everything right off the bat, and they know nothing. This is real. I know this is tough love, but this is tough love I got to give the whole community. We're not out here insulting white folks in front of you trying to prove anything, because that wouldn't work anyway. We know better. There are no compliments in the black community, and we see this and we know who did this to us. So we're telling you about them in many cases. There are no compliments in the black community for anything positive. Malcolm was not really loved enough when he was alive. He had to be killed before enough of us will come along and say, you know what, he meant well and he was right. He did the best he knew how to do. No. He had to be a martyr before that happened, because we're still niggas. So when one of us insults them crackers, the best thing to do is let the person finish, then form an opinion. At that point, you heard them out. You can agree or disagree based on logic and information and your own observations. But keep in mind that it doesn't really benefit us to go making up stuff about them. However, at least hear somebody out and don't go assume the worst about why they said it, because like I said, keep in mind, we are in positions where we can hear and see stuff that they may not do around youth. Most black folks here don't know that the Arabs call us slaves. They do that in front of me. They don't do it in front of other black folks. I got to go tell black folks. They still calling us slaves, like that's our damn name. They think that God is as racist as they are. I'm not joking. That's really what they think. I got to tell this to black folk. But when I tell them here, I could be telling them about their own non-black relatives, and they would at least let me finish the sentence. Then they form an opinion. I go back stateside, try to tell you niggas what it's like, and y'all tell me shut up. Now, you'll go in on the Arabs for stuff they didn't do, Oh, they conquered Africa. No, they didn't. They couldn't. Didn't even think about it. But you'll sit up and go in for stuff they didn't do, but when I actually just give you the real insight where the limits are, then y'all want to tell me to shut the F up. Man, I live here. And I'm not the only one. I may have to deal with that about 4 weeks out of every year at the most. But you all do this to each other year round. And frankly, I'm beginning to think if that's who you are and that's how you're going to be, walk into that Klan meeting, please. If you're that stupid, I can't wait until they take you out the population, because we don't need you if you're that dumb. And a lot of you niggas are that stupid. Not just stupid, but arrogant. Can't tell me nothing. That's a sign of a dumb nigga right there. That's the first thing a dumb and arrogant nigga at the same time is gonna say. Can't tell me nothing. Please, I can't wait for them to put that rope around your neck. And I mean that from the bottom of my black heart. If you that stupid. Because eventually they'll get used to taking out the dumbest and the easiest to catch. Then they're going to start coming up against the real ones of us that got minds and weapons and preparation. And that's when the tables turn. We don't need your ignorant nigga asses for that. Because you so dumb and arrogant that you're useless. The rest of us that are not that way, we don't need you. Matter of fact, you're holding us back. It's just a damn shame that you're the ones that have the most babies. That's really it. So, that being said, I think I've said enough. Appreciate you being patient. Stop with the stereotypes and the worst possible negative assumptions that you can make. I hope that one day what I've said is no longer true. In the meantime, I hope it helps. Black Heart sign, a blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black male power just because they don't like it.